I'm Anu.
And I am Roby, and this is the Belonging Podcast. So it's a podcast where we explore the messy but beautiful journey of finding home while living abroad. But who are we?
Ruby and I met when we were working together in Japan. One day I was walking across this floor and I saw this beautiful lady sitting there, and I'm like, that's somebody I'd like to talk to. So I reached out to her, and we realized we have so many common shared experiences, both in the work life as well as in our private lives.
Exactly.
But before we talk a little bit more, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Anu, and I was born and raised in India. And I was living in Japan for 10 years, where I was working, and that's how I met Roby. And I'm currently trying to very slowly acclimatize to my new life in Portugal. Roby, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Ruby and I'm originally from the Philippines. And just like Anu, I lived in Japan for the past 10 years until last year of July 2024. And I decided to move here in a quaint, charming, small town in Wisconsin. So every time I say I'm from Wisconsin, people are like, where's that? Somewhere there, like near Chicago. So yeah, so there's a lot of challenges in moving, but the surprising thing is where I think Anu and I have really similarities are like our view in life. We're just trying to make the most out of it and welcome the new experience. So we thought of like, yeah, hey, do you want to start a podcast with me? And this is how it all started. But why are we doing this? So I think it's really having a platform where we get to discuss all those in
Hmm.
betweens, right? Because we're not
Exactly.
expats where we just have a short-term view here and we live here for like 3 years and move on to a new country. We're here probably forever, but maybe not. So if you're somewhere in
Maybe.
between, right? Like if you feel like you're belonging in a certain culture and then the next day you discover like, no, actually not. So maybe this is the podcast for you. What do you think, Anu?
Absolutely. I think another thing that we have in common is that both of us are in our late 30s, and making friends is not as easy as it
Right.
was. But we still do. Like we
Right.
still became friends in our 30s, and that's a solid friendship.
Right.
So not to say that you can't make friends in your 30s, but just to say that when you're in a new country, sometimes you will feel lonely.
Right.
Building your own community is sometimes an uphill battle. And instead of doing it alone and struggling in silence, let's get together, talk about it together, and build a community where we can share both our highs and lows. And that was our idea behind the podcast. So, how can you join us on our journey?
Right, exactly. So, if all of those topics are very relatable to all of you, I think you should hit like and subscribe in our podcast. And our first topic is actually very interesting. Do you want to tell them, Anu?
Yeah. Our first topic is something that every immigrant struggles to
Right.
answer. Where is home?
Yes.
And we invite you to join us. We are happy to share our experiences and also learn about yours. So we look forward to seeing you in our first episode.
Yes. And this is the Belonging Podcast. Bye.
Bye.